Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, we want to give a special thanks to our special judges, our parents, of course, and our teachers. It is an honor that we can present our research about the use of Arabica coffee grounds as raw material for environmentally friendly bioplastics. Before we getting started, let me introduce our research team. Myself, my name is Rifat Azriel Prayogo.
My name is Narendra Abel Wicaksono.
And my name is Vito HakiM.
Now, let's get started. Okay, there's this data. This data shows that environmental pollution in Indonesia, 40% of environmental pollution in Indonesia caused by food waste. It is a very big number. It's not a small number. 40%, it's almost half than the pollution itself. So this problem is very big and needs to be addressed. Next. Now, we're getting into the formulation of the problem. First, what is the potential for coffee ground waste, especially from the Arabica coffee, to be processed environmentally into sustainable products? Number two, how resistant is the bioplastic product from Arabica coffee grounds in the world? Now we're getting to the objective. Knowing the potential application of bioplastics on Arabica coffee grounds as a substitute for conventional plastics to reduce environmental pollution. And last but not least, evaluating the potential of the Arabica coffee itself as an alternative raw material for the manufacture of environmentally friendly and sustainable bioplastics. Next, please. Now, what is exactly bioplastic is? Of course, bioplastic is a type of plastic that is made from natural materials. Different from the conventional plastics, it is hard to decompose. It needs hundreds till 1,000 years to decompose. And why we choose Arabica coffee grounds as our main ingredients in our research? Because, of course, we know that Arabica coffee grounds is one of the most popular coffee in this whole world, especially in Indonesia. So there are many people using Arabica coffee as their daily coffee. So it's very easy to find, and there's plenty of Arabica coffee ground waste out there. And that's why, with that, we can repurpose them or we can recycle them to be the bioplastics itself.
And this is our research method. We applied quantitative experimental. We conducted experiments and we experiment and liquid PVA making first and the bioplastic making divided by 3 stages. Preparation stage is we prepared all the preparation that we need, and dough making stage that we mix all the ingredients that we have made to form the bioplastic dough. And the last is dough drying stage. We let it dry the dough and solidify to become the bioplastic seeds. And the last is the water retention strength test. This test can help we to know how well the bioplastic can retain water, and we can evaluate the quality and the durability of the bioplastic. Next. And this is the tools and materials that we need. First is digital scales, oven, baking dish, bowl, and spoon. And the materials that we need is Arabica coffee grounds, flour, vinegar, glycerol, water, PVA powder, oil, and the last is jelly. Next.
Next. Okay, so now is the research procedure. First, liquid PVA production. In this, we turn powder PVA into a liquid PVA with a 10% concentration. Why 10% concentration? Because 10% concentration is the best for making bioplastic products. It's not too sticky and not too rip. Okay, next, bioplastic production. First of all, we prepare all of the ingredients and then mix them. After mixing them, then we cook them. After cooking, we dry them. We dry them. We dry them in the sun for about 1 day, and after that, we put it in an oven for about 100 minutes at 130 Celsius. And last is water resistant test. The water resistant test is conducted to see the result of our products and to find out on how long bioplastic can last and dissolve in water. Every 1 minute, on this test, every 1 minute, we will poke the bioplastic products with a spoon to test its strengthness. Next. Next, Farel. Sorry? Okay. So this is the result of the research procedures. As you can see right there, the PVA dissolution, that is the product of the PVA. The product is successful and ready to be put it into the bioplastic production. And then we go to the bioplastic production. This is the preparation stage where we mix all of the ingredient together. We mix the dry ingredient first, and after that we mix the wet ingredient. Next, we cook them. We cook them for about 3 until 4 minutes with a medium heat. And after that, we dry them in the sun for 1 day. After drying it in the sun for 1 day, we put it in an oven. We put it in an oven for about 100 minutes at 130 Celsius. Next. Now, this is the result. The result show that the texture of the material before baking was easy to shape and not overly sticky. This means we can shape it. For example, I want to make a bioplastic cup to replace a conventional plastic cup. Yeah, you can do that. And then next, after baking, the material had a firm and dry outer texture. It can be concluded that the composition of this bioplastic product was suitable. Next. Farel. So this is the water resistant test on the product. The first image, the test hasn't started yet. The second image, the test has already started and sitting at 6 minutes. On this point, the product is still still have its strengthness. It cannot break easily. And then at picture number 3, as you can see, this marks the end of the product durability. As you can see right there, on the product there's a little hole. That hole is caused by when we test it with a spoon, the product has become soft and can be torn easily. So the conclusion is the product can withstand water for about 16 minutes and 48 seconds. Next.
Okay, and this is our conclusion for our research. Making bioplastic based on Arabica coffee grounds can reduce environmental pollution by reusing Arabica coffee grounds that are often thrown away for nothing. And bioplastic made from Arabica coffee grounds can withstand water immersion for 16 minutes and showing the change of texture and shape. And this is the suggestion for the research development and the product development. For research development is conducting further research on a larger scale so that it can be used as an environmentally friendly product. And for product development can optimizing the formulation of coffee grounds based on bioplastic by considering the composition of additional materials such as plasticizers and binding agents to increase the flexibility and mechanical strength of the product. Next. Okay, that's all for us.
Maybe any questions?
All right, so we're going to start the Q&A session, feedbacks from the judges. Please welcome Mr. Daniel.
Thank you very much for your presentation. I'm going to start by just another comment. I'm a stickler for these. I like to see the process when you're describing it, I don't really care to see the text because that's what you're saying. You've got a big screen there with lots of real estate to put nice and big pictures so we can all see what you're talking about. We don't need to see the text, that's what you're saying. And I like to see the pros, but I wish those pictures had been bigger because it was tough to see what you were doing there. Okay, so try to use this real estate for images more than text. All right. Why Arabica? Is it the same thing not feasible with Robusta or whatever other kind of coffee?
Because Arabica, it's very commonly found in every cafe. So there are plenty of Arabica coffee grounds waste in cafe. It is very easy to find first. And Arabica is one of the most popular coffee out there.
But what I want to know is it so chemically different from Robusta or whatever that other coffees
For
will not
chemically different, I think it's not that different, but we found it's just more easy to find. So we can find it more easily. So there are plenty of ways that we can repropose it.
All right. Based on your experiment, it starts falling apart after 16 minutes of immersion or something like that. Okay, then you say in order to improve this, you need to include binding agents and plastifiers and so on to make it something that is likely usable. Wouldn't that diminish the environmental or increase the environmental impact of that product if you put some plastifiers and binding agents? Did you look into the environmental impact of that?
Firstly, maybe if we put some plastic chemicals, maybe. Is it that what you're saying, Ben?
So the plastic chemical compared from this bioplastic product and conventional plastic cup, you can see a big difference from there. The bioplastic cup, yes, they do have a little plastic, but just a little. And conventional plastic cup have so many chemical plastic. Yeah. Yeah, and it's hard to decompose. Yeah, so
the impact would be on the environment would be lower than using traditional
yes,
plastic.
the impact will be lower.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. The good idea from this group, but I have some comments. So regarding with your idea, actually many biomass in Indonesia actually potential used for the material of bioplastic. And what is the reason that encourage your group to create or design this idea? Because I'm wondering, or maybe all of you, do you like the coffee? Coffee? Very much?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Please,
Okay.
why?
Okay,
you
why
choose the-
we choose Arabian coffee? Now, because the Arabian coffee has the smell is so good and relaxation for us. That is we choose the Arabica coffee grounds for the bioplastic base.
Is there any scientific reason? For example, you have already investigate before what is the content in the Arabica grounds, why it is potential for the bioplastic.
Okay, because first of all, I inspired by the bioplastic from tea base. From that, we have idea to make the bioplastic from Arabica coffee ground. Why Arabica coffee ground? Because the smell is maybe can relaxing us for, yeah, maybe can relaxing us. Thank you. And it's similar to the tea. Yeah.
Why only specific for the Arabica coffee? Why
We not make it specific because why we choose Arabica as our coffee grounds because it is more easy to find and it is more popular out there. So that's why there are many coffee ground ways that it is Arabica that we can pick or we can repurpose it to be bioplastics.
Yeah, and one more questions. Is there any research in the previous regarding with the making bioplastic come from the coffee grounds?
Is that a reason? Yeah, because first there are the coffee grounds itself, the waste. They just throw it without knowing that we can repurpose it, we can recycle it to be a very specific bioplastic. And of course, the conventional plastic problem. It's one of our concern that conventional plastic is getting bigger problem that we need to solve.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, now we would like to perhaps any advice, suggestion, or question from parents. Yes, perhaps the parents of Vito, Rifat, or from Abel. Okay, seeing none, then we will proceed to the research advisors. Please welcome Ustad Shaiful.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Olum, for your time. I not ask you for a question. I really appreciate for your achievement today, especially for this research. And you must believe what you have done now will you bring when you become the student of university. And I hope you, my students, you will continue your research to make it more perfectly. And what have you done will be useful when you become the student of university. So don't stop for learning and to developing yourself. This for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that.
Okay, team 104. Your research using Arabica coffee ground as a raw material for eco-friendly bioplastic is, for me, is impressive. Yes, your presentation was clear and well structured. The judges provide valuable feedback, and it's important to implement their suggestion moving forward. Keep up the great work and stay motivated as you continue your research. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dad.
All right, thank you. So following, since we are actually having a lofty amount of time, I'd like to have a questions to you guys. Well, this time, this is just coming out of curiosity in which you guys are actually working on something, trying to resolve what becomes the current concern with the, like how much we cannot actually avoid any use of plastics. And even it's just sitting next in front of me now, so that we can always see plastic everywhere we go. And the fact that you guys are actually campaign against the use of plastic by trying to create another solution or alternatives towards this is very appreciable. And I'd like to ask you, this is probably because I just don't know what PVA is, but I believe that's just part of a plastic pieces that you guys imbue in the making of your bioplastics as part of the proportions. And you mentioned that it was like 20%. So I believe that if the number is getting bigger or like greater in number of proportions, the bioplastic that you create would actually last longer, is it? In the water?
Theoretically, yes, but it will avoid the main point of our research, that is bioplastic by, what is it?
So from our research that we made it easy to decompose. Theoretically, many more PVA can make it last longer, but because we want to make it more easy to dissolve, more easy to decompose, that's why we use less PVA. That's why this in the show, it's only lasts 16 minutes in the wire reset.
Yeah, so that's now my main question would be why 20%? Why not like 15% or like 10%?
It's big.
It's actually not 20%, but it's 10%. So yeah, it's a little amount just to strengthen the bioplastic structure a little. Yeah.
All right. So may I know why it's 10%? Why it's specifically 10%? Well, you can actually just probably put like more or less than that.
We found it from the last journal. From from T waste, and they use PVA too. So we try to use the same amount of PVA, and yeah, it worked.
All right. So I wonder if the T has actually the same effectivity as yours. Is it? All right. Thank you so much. Well done. The presentation is really great, and we love and enjoy the show. Now, please, we would like to proceed into the photo session. And we would like to invite all the parents to come forward and having a photo session with the presenters.
So if I have a bottle of water made of this, will my water taste like coffee?